Absolutely right. Well said. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday morning show. Just getting my 100 putts in a row challenge. It's still going. This is kind of moving into probably a week in now of 100 putts every day. And I've got to say, the feeling on the golf course from 3 foot in now just feels super confident, which is a real positive for me. Now, for those of you that are new to this channel, that have come here via the thumbnail of finally getting Rick Shiels onto the channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Dan Hendriksen, I'm a PJ Pro. I've been on this journey for, well, quite a long time now, and I've got about 1,400 videos for you to get through if you are new. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. For those of you returning, welcome back to the Sunday morning show. Sunday morning show, just a recap of what's been going on throughout the week. However, on this particular show, I'm continuing my journey of working on myself, trying to focus on my game a little bit more, trying to focus on my mindset, trying to focus on my body. I'm in my 40s now, so I need to concentrate on that just a little bit more. Now in this video, this is part 2 of the videos that I've done at the JCB Club, and I've had the opportunity to spend 10 minutes in the buggy with Rick Shiels to pick his brain about things that maybe he's learnt about when he's been playing up against some of the best golfers that have ever lived on this planet. And to have the chance to spend 10 minutes with him, I think you'll find, well, I hope you'll find it actually quite energetic, but also a bit of an eye-opener from what kind of goes through his mind as well. So with that in mind, let's head over to the JCB Club and catch up with Rick Shiels. Well, what an absolute delight this is. I think this is the first time you've been on my channel.
It is.
So welcome. Now, question for you, a couple of questions for you if you don't mind. Number one, well, let's start off. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate.
Yeah?
I'm really good.
Yeah?
I've possibly never been happier playing golf.
Is that right?
Which is nice feeling. Like, I'm not putting as much pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying golf more, and therefore I'm playing a little bit better.
I don't think people quite understand, like, it's quite pressure, isn't it? There's a lot of pressure that goes on, let's use that word, I don't like that word, but there's quite a bit of pressure going up against the players that you've kind of put yourself out there against.
Pressure I put on myself.
Yeah.
To be fair, like, you know, certainly when I'm playing against guys who I've grown up loving and admiring and respecting massively,
yeah,
and then you're there stood up on a tee with them, it's like, oh my god, like, this is quite daunting.
How many holes does it take you to settle in?
I don't think it does.
Does it not? Does it help if you interview them first? So if you podcast with them or sit down and have lunch with them, does that help you? Does that break it a little bit for you?
It helps a little bit if I've met them a few times first, yeah, definitely. But like, even then, you know, I feel like I met John Rahm loads of times before filming with him, but then standing actually on that first tee, needing to hit a golf shot in front of them, it's very different.
Yeah,
but it's great. I love it. And I'm going into it going, they've seen so many terrible golf shots from so many different golfers. Like, why am I putting more pressure on myself?
Exactly right. But did you ever think take yourself back? Let's say about 15 years ago. I don't know when YouTube started for you, but did you ever think you'd be in this position right now? No,
it's wild. It is literally, it's wild. I mean, you can't envision the trajectory of it or the future of it.
Yeah.
All I've tried to do is capitalise on opportunities. You know, if there's a new door that opens, go smash through it.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Let's give it a go. And that's what's been exciting. There's been no blueprint, you know, and it's like, well, make your own blueprint.
Well, talking about blueprints and talking about smashing through doors, I am undertaking a bit of a challenge for myself. It's something that's been on my brain for a number of years now. I've never really taken the game that serious since my college days, probably, university. And I want to spend a bit of time on myself, whether that's in the gym, whether that's the mental side of the game. And I wanted to just ask you, with your experience now of teeing it up against some of the most amazing players that have ever lived, and the experience you've got of being around all the top players that you've been around, is there anything that you've sort of seen in them that you could possibly share with me?
Yes. 2 things that I'll share with you.
Yeah.
However, even me witnessing it, I don't think I've got it in me. Right?
Okay.
You might do. There's 2 things. Number 1, and this might sound like a daft one.
Okay.
They practice so much.
I've seen it at Woburn when they've been up there hitting balls. I can't believe, like Justin Rose was there the other day. I was like, he doesn't stop.
They hit balls and balls and balls, and they put and they chip and they hit balls, and they love it.
Yeah.
They love it. And like I say, I'm at the practice days, and I'll watch them and go, they're just not stopping. And it's hot, Dan. These guys are practicing in 100 degrees Fahrenheit, like 40 degrees Celsius for us in the UK. They're sweating, but they just don't stop.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And I look at them and I'm tired looking at them.
Yeah.
And going, I don't think I could do that. I don't love practice enough. Do you love practice?
I think the problem with me is if I practice too much, I just wander off. My brain wanders off. Whereas they're obviously, I watched Rosie the other day hitting balls at Woburn, and he's like, every shot is like he's on the golf course.
Disciplined, isn't it?
Disciplined.
I would say the other thing, maybe this is for us because we're both PGA golf pros.
Yeah.
We know a lot about the golf swing and the golf game. Sometimes I think that's worse.
Yeah. Because
I end up hitting balls and changing things for the sake of changing it.
And I suppose it depends on how your mind is set up. So if you're analytical and you like that side of things and you can take that stuff on board, then great. But if you're somebody, like for me as an example of that, I live in the emotional world a little bit too much, let's say. Taking that on board is hard for someone like
me. Really hard. So that's number one.
Okay.
Number two.
Yeah.
And this might be with every top professional athlete.
Yeah.
They are unbelievably competitive.
Yeah.
Down to a level that I didn't appreciate.
Yeah.
They want to win at everything. And they don't just want to win, they want to dominate.
Yeah.
And the best of the best of the best, they're the most competitive. Like, I spent quite a bit of time with Jon Rahm. If you had a rock, paper, scissors with him, he'd want to destroy you.
Yeah.
Like, they don't like losing.
No.
At any cost.
That's a mindset,
Phil Mickelson's like that.
Yeah.
Joaquin Niemann's like that. And you might look at some guys and go, no, he's quite chilled. They're not. None of them. Not a single one of them are chilled. They're all competitive animals.
Yeah.
And maybe, I think that's in every sport.
I think you're right.
You look at Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
You look at Michael Jordan. You look at Rafa Nadal.
Yeah.
You look at Serena Williams. They are... Tiger Woods, obviously one of the greatest examples we've got in our game. Outrageously competitive. And can you learn that?
I'm not sure you can. I think that's built into you.
It's not in me.
I think it's built in. I am competitive, like I am. But on the flip side is that not all the time. Like, I have to get in that frame of mind to be competitive,
I think the difference is, I agree. I don't like losing, okay? And I love winning. But if I lose, I don't like it, but it's like water off a duck's back.
Move on.
Those guys, they don't. It spurs them on
straight to
so much. Which again is a mindset. They hate losing probably more than they love winning. So again, it's a mad mindset. So for me, the two factors, it's not technique, it's nothing else. It's they work outrageously hard. They never stop hitting golf balls. And I was speaking to some of the caddies, because when I film with some of these guys, it's been practice days, and I'll say, "Oh, are we okay to get on the tee in about 20 minutes?" Or I'll tell you what I'll say. We'll get on the tee once they finish practicing, and the caddies will say to me, "No, you need to tell them a time."
Right.
Because they won't stop practicing.
No.
They get
committed.
They get
committed.
into this mindset where they just keep hitting balls.
Yeah.
Like, you almost have to tell them that's enough. Like we need to go out on the golf course.
Okay, one last question then, because I won't keep you. What have you taken from this time now that you've spent with all these players? Is there anything that you've kind of brought to your own game?
I would love to have brought the two things I just told you to my own golf game. I just don't know. I don't love practice enough, so I'd love to. I would try and bring that in. Possibly. Oh, what have I brought? Probably not enough yet. I've brought it to my own game. I don't think I don't know if I've brought anything. Maybe again, I've been doing like some of these 5-man scrambles, so I've been spending like time with the full team.
Yeah.
They have an incredible toolbox of skills that I don't have.
Yeah.
For any situation, like different lies, different winds, different pin positions, different bunker shots, different types of sand, different types of grass. And it's like they have this unlimited toolbox that they can kind of just program and go, okay, I'm on this lie with this much slope, going into this pin. It's like ChatGPT for the golf games, and it'll spit out an answer that they can just do so naturally. where I feel very one-dimensional sometimes. I'm like, well, I only really know one way how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't have an arsenal of different tricks up my sleeve. They seem to have unlimited tricks.
Oh, something for you to work on then, isn't it?
Yeah, but again, am I competitive enough? Do I want to practice enough? Possibly not.
You're a busy man. Hey, thanks for your time today. We've had a great day.
We've had a great, but also going back to that, as I said, like, I also love my golf more than ever before.
It's good.
And do I want to jeopardise the love of what I'm experiencing with golf right now than putting myself through hours of practice? Possibly not.
You're a family man as well.
I've got 3 young kids. I'm doing quite a bit of travelling. I love making videos. I'd rather make an entertaining video than play. I'd rather make an entertaining 85 than a boring 65.
Fair enough.
I do many 85s. Now, to be honest, my worst round this year, has been 80, which actually I'm quite happy with.
On the courses you're playing on?
Yeah, that's like the worst round I've had. So I'm much more in the 70s now, which is progress.
Keep it going, yeah?
Thanks, pal.
All
You
right,
too.
mate. Thank you.
Good luck with your sabbatical.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you found that quite insightful. I certainly did, having the opportunity to spend it with Rick, talking to him about the things that he's kind of gone through, or things that he's observed when he's kind of playing with all these top players within our game. So just a few extra points that I can focus on with my game. I gotta say, the one thing that jumped out to me when he talked about spending time with all these top players is just not only their commitment, obviously spending all the hours on the range. I think your body's got to be ready to be able to cope with that. And also, what I've also noticed with these players is that they've got this kind of team around them that is kind of like almost inspiring them to continue to hit balls and continue to focus on the achievements that they want to achieve. The other thing is that mindset of being able to win. And I gotta say, I was probably a little bit more, interested in what Rick had to say about that, because I believe that Rick does have that, because you only have to look at what he's achieved within the YouTube space. He's somebody, and I've spoken to him about this in the past, he's somebody that watches pretty much every video that goes out in the golf space on YouTube, and I know he spends an awful lot of time researching YouTube, researching other videos in different genres that would help maybe inspire him to produce other types of content. I think it's more that with YouTube, he knows he can do it, whereas there's a little bit of a little deep down, a little trigger in there with him that I think he wants to win when it comes to golf, but I'm not sure that he, let's say, thinks he can win. And I think over time, when you spend time with so many good players, you understand how good they are and the dedication that they've got to their game, that maybe it has that little knock in your mind as to, can you do this? Am I good enough to do this? I think for me personally, I think once I can get that little bit of what I call swagger, or a little bit of inspiration, or a little bit of confidence that I've talked about, let's say with Joe the Pro, who talks about that swagger, talking about walking onto that first tee and being confident about your abilities and confident about your game. I think if you can get that, it takes you to another world that allows you to be able to win. And that's probably what I've taken from both part 1 and part 2 of this video, is if you've got that sort of interest to want to win, I think it will drive you to win. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. A big thank you to Rick Shiels for allowing us to be able to get 10 minutes with him in that buggy. And like I said, if you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It makes a massive difference to a channel like this one. And I'll see you again on the next video.